All right, this might be an unpopular opinion, but this right here is still my favorite MPC. Well, you know, of all the new MPCs, not the older MPC. But yeah, this is still my favorite MPC of the newer MPCs, and we're going to talk about why it is. So let's get to it. Bolo! All right, before we get started, if you guys need anything for your studio, make sure you guys go ahead and click mysounds.com link in the description and get you something for your studio. They have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that requires no credit or background check, meaning all you have to do is order it, they'll ship it to you, and then you just make monthly installments on the equipment. All they just need is a credit or debit card hooked to the account so they can take the money out monthly. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can go ahead and get right now with no credit or background check. So go ahead and click that sounds.com link in the video description and get you some gear today. All right, you guys know how much I rock with analog cases because they make the best cases that will protect your musical gear. However, did you guys know that they make very dope stands as well? You need to check out their XTS stands. These things are crazy. They come in 2 different sizes, and these things are made of premium steel. If you're someone like me who uses their MPC Live 2, or if you use like a Machine Plus or a Machine or like a SP404, or even like an iPad or smaller DJ gear, these stands are made for professional musicians just like you. And the good thing about it is you don't have to break the bank to get the stands. They're very inexpensive. So if you're a musician that is looking to get a professional grade stand, make sure you guys go ahead and click my analog cases link in the description and get you a stand today. Yeah, like this thing right here is dope. Now, this is my favorite MPC of the newer MPCs. It's not my favorite MPC of all times. Now, let me show you guys my favorite MPC of all times. And I know y'all really gonna trip when y'all see this, but it is this right here, the MPC 2500. Man, changed the game. This thing right here made a lot of hits on this thing right here. And this has like a sentimental value as well. But this right here is my favorite MPC of all times. Now, you can be mad with me with this decision, but you know, this is just my personal choice. Look at it. How can you not like this? Now, you guys know I have other MPCs. I have the Key 37 and I have the MPC X and I have the MPC X Special Edition, which all of them are great. But in my humble opinion, I still feel like this right here, this is the truth. And the main reason why is portability. That's the main reason why. And the extras that come with it. Number one, this thing is perfect for me because I can travel with it. It has a battery in it, and all I have to do is charge this bad boy up. And if I'm outside somewhere and I might have left my headphones or something like that, I can still cook up on this. And the speakers in here are not bad at all. And then it comes with the same software that all of the other newer MPCs have. So you're not missing out on anything other than keys. That's the only thing you're missing out on is keys. Now, this thing right here is a very strong contender for number 2. The only thing that I wish that this would have had was a battery in it. Like if this would have had a battery in this, this would be perfect. Now, you never know what akai is going to do later on. You never know. They might come out with something like this that might have speakers and a battery in it, and it might be, you know, 25 keys or 32 keys. You never know what could happen. Akai, are you listening? Are you seeing what I'm doing right now? You see what I'm doing? You know, battery, speakers, more RAM in here. That'll be really good. But if they did that, that would be incredible. But I don't really see them doing that in the future. But you never know what could happen. Now, going back to the MPC Live 2, even though it doesn't have keys attached to it, all of the other stuff that comes with it kind of just makes me not think about having keys with this. Now, of course, you can hook up a MIDI keyboard up to it. Works fine with it. And if you want to run your whole system, this thing has a ton of hookups in the back for you to run your complete system with it, especially right here, the USB hub, because now we can run pretty much all the newer synthesizers through USB. All you gotta do is just hook up a USB, you know, little adapter to the hub right there, and you can run as many instruments as you want. Now, of course, you might have to get a mixer or something like that, but if you did want to run another keyboard or something like that into the unit, you could just plug it on in the back and you're ready to go. Now, of course, we all know that the MPC X and the MPC X Special Edition has all of the major hookups. You can hook up everything into it. Now, they have 2 inputs instead of 1 input like the MPC Live 2 and my MPC Key 37. Now, the MPC 1, same thing, you know, just a smaller version, but they do not have as many hookups and as much stuff as you can do with the MPC X and the MPC X Special Edition. Now, as you see, I have not mentioned the MPC Key 61 because I don't have that anymore, because once I got the MPC Key 37, I really felt like I didn't need the Key 61 because a lot of times I actually make beats with external keyboards, and plus I wasn't going to be lugging around the MPC Key 61 like that when I can just have the MPC Key 37, put it inside of my analog cases bag, and go ahead and go to sessions and do it that way. Hold up, did I just say that I travel a lot with my MPC Key 37? I for sure did. Now, even though this is not my favorite of all the newer MPCs, I still like taking this with me on the road, even though this doesn't have a battery in it or no speakers. The reason why I like taking this with me, especially when I'm going to studio sessions, is it's all in one. All I have to do is go to the session, plug in, and I'm pretty much ready to go. And it has keys on it. Like, you can't beat that. And then when I'm done, just put it back in my bag and ready to go. I don't have to unhook anything from it. It's an all-in unit, and it has a ton of sounds in it. I have key groups of my favorite sounds from other keyboards in here. I'm pretty much ready to go. But that's pretty much locally. When I'm traveling, like maybe on the plane or something like that, I need something that can come with me inside the plane rather than me putting this underneath the plane, if you know what I mean. So that's why this thing right here comes in handy, because I can put this inside of my analog cases bag, which, you know, link is in the description for analog cases. I can put this inside the bag, and I can put my MIDI controller inside the bag, and that's pretty much about it. Yeah, it's a little hassle taking this and the MIDI controller, but that's pretty much the life of a lot of musicians. A lot of musicians who don't use MPCs travel with a laptop and a MIDI controller. So in this situation, I just travel with my MPC Live 2 and a MIDI controller, and this thing fits right inside my bag. No problems. And I know a lot of y'all are saying, well, that's all you take? You just take your MPC and a MIDI controller and that's it? And I'm like, yeah, because that's all I need. I love creating in standalone, and I like using standalone sounds. And with all the effects and all the tools that are inside the MPC software, inside of the actual MPC Live 2, I don't need anything else. And then some of y'all will say, well, what about the RAM and all that stuff? The way I produce, I don't need that much RAM, because when I'm pulling in samples, I'm really just pulling in drum samples. And when I'm using the sounds that are in the MPC, I might use a lot of one-shots, or I'll use my own personal key groups that I made from other instruments that I have. Now, do I use the instruments inside of the MPC Live 2? Of course. I love using the Fabric XL. I love using the pianos. I love using the Jura. I love using all of that stuff inside of there, but I use it in a way to where it's not taking up so much memory like that. So yeah, the MPC Live 2 is right now still my favorite MPC of the newer MPCs right now, but all of them are great. I use all of my MPCs in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Right now, I'm using my MPC X with the Phantom EX, and a lot of times when I'm on the road throughout the city, I take my MPC Key 37 with me. But when I'm just casually around the house and I just want to come up with some ideas, or if I just want to go to the studio and chop up some samples or something like that real quick and I don't feel like plugging in, sometimes I like to go and just sit in the lobby at the studio and just pull out my MPC Live 2 and just make some quick beats. And I can do that because it has a battery and it has speakers, and I can just turn it on and go straight to work. So I want to know, what is your favorite MPC of the newer MPCs? Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to come around and say,
well, you know, the MPC 3000 or the MPC 60 is better because of this and that.
I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about everything past 2017. Y'all let me know which one of those MPCs is your favorite. We're all going to have differences of opinions, and this is just my opinion. So I want to hear your opinion on which MPC is the best to you of the newer MPCs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.